let's just get right to it. Start training Mary Jane. And then we'll get to Stingmon later. Tokomon! I need to watch Digimon again. I've actually... The original Digimon Adventures, I've actually sat down and rewatched, like, 3 or 4 times. Oh, you're an asshole. I want you to know that. You're a fucking cock. You're gonna die now. Yep. Hey, Mary Jane grew to level 2. Alright. Fucking prick. But yeah, I've rewatched it, like... 3 or 4 times. Back, like, way back when, before I started YouTube, I, like, really started getting into, emulators, like, out of nowhere. I had never really, like, I downloaded them before, like, played, like, a couple games. I had never played, like, Earthbound. The first few times I played that, was on emulator. Technically still is. Every time I'd play, there's just various, usually they were all, like, Game Boy games or NES games, because I felt like, oh, if I'm gonna emulate something, it's gotta be an old game, because that's, in my opinion, kind of fair game, because, like, they don't produce them anymore, so, like, what, like, they don't make money, if I'm correct, Nintendo doesn't directly make money off of them, so, like, why, like, what's the problem with it? That was my thought process. Although that still is my thought process for justifying emulators, I still think that you should buy the game rather than emulate it, because it gives you a more authentic experience for the gameplay. Why is this thing just... Is it just missed me? Oh, okay. But I got really into emulation, like a few years ago, just kind of out of nowhere. And started, like, I think it was spawned by the fact that I learned how to do ISOs. Like, that was something that always stopped me, is when I was trying to emulate, like, PlayStation 1 games or something. If they came out as an ISO, I would have no clue what to do after that. I also refused to get, like, uTorrent, because I refused to torrent things, because in my opinion, or not, back in the day, before I understood that torrenting things, it was just like a file type, I thought it was synonymous with piracy, which I am 100% against. As weird as that is, considering I emulate stuff. I think that piracy is just the worst, and you shouldn't do it, ever. But then I finally found out that uTorrent and, like, that sort of thing, uTorrent is just a program for opening a certain type of, downloading a certain type of file, I should say. And then I figured out how WinRAR, or not WinRAR, how, ISOs worked. And how to, like, actually package them and make them run properly in an emulator. And because of that, I, like, kind of, for, like, a month went apeshit on emulators and ROMs and just downloaded a fuck ton of them. And in the process, I was just like, wow, I have a Jonesin to watch some Digimon. And I don't want to watch, I can't find it anywhere. At this point, I didn't use Hulu, which has it, because of ads and that sort of thing. So I ended up just going on, yeah, level 4. I ended up just going on, like, a website and downloading the entirety of, one by one, I might add, the entirety of, Digimon Adventures. And then I put it on a USB drive, plugged the USB drive into my Xbox 360, and just sat there, and I have, in my house, the way it used to be, my Xbox 360 was out in, like, a front room on, like, this big flat screen where, there was a pull-out couch, because when I was having guests over, they could use my 360 to watch Netflix or something while they were laying out there at night. And I forget why, I was, like, sick or something, or, like, had an injury of some sort. For whatever reason, I couldn't, like, get up into, oh, I remember what it was. I had a guest over, and the guest was, like, staying for an indeterminate amount of time at my house, and was sleeping on that couch, on the pull-out couch. So, like, for the entire time he was there, we just sat out and watched Digimon Adventure on, oh shit, on, my Xbox. And I continued to finish the entire series, and then before, like, getting rid of them all, watch, like, the first arc again. Yet, I've only ever watched all of Digimon Tamers once, and it's my favorite. But yeah, so, I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love Digimon so much. It's, I will admit, it's kind of strange. Like, it's just kind of something strange to just love so much. Like, Dragon Ball Z is understandable, Naruto's understandable. Fuck me. Oh, go eat a nutsack. But, like, those, like, animes and shows that have, like, these really, like, complex, like, I don't want to say complex plots, because Digimon can get kind of complex, but, like, the more grown-up shows, I should say, like, you know, Gurren Lagann, Death Note, I'm talking specifically animes at this point, and then, like, the TV shows, like, Once Upon a Time, Game of Thrones, those, it's completely understandable to, like, be into as much as I'm into Digimon, because it's, like, they have really complicated plots, they're, like, designed for that, like, age group, so, like, you can kind of relate to it better. But then there's Digimon, which, I'm not gonna lie, I started rewatching Digimon Adventures, like, despite the fact that I've seen it 3 times, I started rewatching it, like, a couple, like, months ago, and got through, like, the first 3 episodes, and even though I was loving it and stuff, I just thought to myself, this isn't for me. Like, I'm, like, watching it and they're making jokes, and I'm just like, I don't find these jokes funny anymore. Why am I enjoying this so much? Like, that sort of thing. I just, like, it's weird. I will freely admit. Are you gonna evolve? Nope. Alright, well, you're level 5 anyway now. I'm gonna get them all to, like, 6 or 7 before I go. But yeah, I don't know why, but I fucking love Digimon. So much more than Pokemon, too. Like, again, like, I absolutely love the Pokemon games. I cannot wait for Sun and Moon. I'm so excited. I love Pokemon to death. But, like, there's just something about Digimon that, like, when I think about the shows, I just get so hype. So hype. Whereas, like, that's, like, the Pokemon games, I think about it and I'm like, fuck yeah, new game, I'm excited. But then with, like, Digimon, it's like, dude, oh my god, Digimon, holy fucking shit. Like, I get super excited just, like, talking about it and thinking about it, and I don't know why. I don't know why, and it's weird. I will admit it's weird. It's kind of strange. Like, I don't want to say that it's, like, my level of love. I just hit a button on my keyboard. Totally did. Are you still recording? You are. That was weird. My setup for this is I hit the button again. Stop it. Is that it? Cool. Still going. I hit the fucking... I hit that button on my keyboard like 17 times. Fucking stop. Hit it again. I'm just gonna move that. I'm just gonna move this. Basically, my setup for recording this is really strange because of the fact that I have to use a keyboard and mouse, which is something I'm not entirely used to. So the way I had it set up was, as you guys may know, I record my audio, my vocals and stuff, on my Mac laptop, and then I record everything else on my PC using my capture card. So because of that, and normally I set my mic on my laptop that is on my lap because I feel like it makes it sound better because the mic is closer to me and it doesn't sound like I'm distant and that sort of thing. Charlene grew to level 6. Charlene is trying to learn Astonish. Oh. Astonish is shit, though. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. An attack using a startling shout. It also may make the foe flinch. A spray of bubbles hits the foe. That lowers the speed stat, though. Astonish is a holy move, too, and this is flying holy, so that could be a stab. I think I'm going to get rid of Tackle. Even though Frothy Spit does less damage, it has more PP and lowers speed, which can be very useful in Nuzlocke. Speed is a very important stat. That's something about these fucking games, you know? Oh, knocked my mic. Fixing it. Sorry. I'm gonna put my keyboard exactly back where it was, despite how it kept hitting that button, because that position was uncomfortable. One thing about Nuzlocke is it definitely makes you, like, rethink Pokemon. And, like, how things work and what's important and what's not important. In my opinion. Wow, that did a lot. Yeah, that's totally, like, probably some sort of stab. Damn. Astonish does a lot more damage than I remember. But that's because normally it's like a normal move, I think. And now it's a typed move, so... But, like... I'm getting no experience. But, like, normally, like, when I used to play, like, old Pokemon games like this, basically anything up until either Black and White or X and Y? No, definitely not X and Y. It was prior to that, I think. It might have been Black and White. But, like, one of the more recent games, I found myself having to, pay attention to typing, which is something I never did when I was a kid. Even though I knew knew a lot of the typings, it was like, oh yeah, this is electricity is strong against water, fire is strong against grass, water is strong against fire, rock is resistant to electricity, that sort of thing. Like, despite how I knew a lot of them from the old games, because they've added new ones I don't quite know. Despite that, I never paid attention to it, because the way I played was just by overwhelming them with sheer fucking strength. I think 7's good. Basically, what I would do is, I would just over-level my Pokemon, and then because I was over-leveled, I was just so much stronger than the person I was fighting, so I would just kick ass. And I would breeze through the whole game with my starter at, like, by the time my starter was level, like, 30, my other Pokemon would be, like, level 15 or 16. Like, my starter was always, like, half a level. Like, if that makes sense by half a level. Like, whatever my starter was, half that was usually what my other Pokemon were. So I guess double the level is a better term than half. I am an idiot. Oh, go shit yourself, what? You are a blight on my existence. And you've taken some damage, so I actually might switch you out. Yeah, because if you get a crit, you're dead. But yeah, so like I said, I would never, like, really pay attention. Again, really sorry about the fast forwarding. I'm just doing mindless grinding, so I just feel like it makes it all go by faster. I already did this. That's fine, though. They got a double dose of the spa. Hey, Tokomon! But because of, like, newer games, as well as, like... Oh, how did it heal itself? Did it eat something? It did the same thing last time, and I didn't really notice. But, like, I would, after whatever game it was, whether it was Black and White or, X and Y, I suddenly, like, found out that just doing that, I was getting my ass handed to me left and right. And the game was difficult for me. I was like, oh, this shouldn't be happening. I'm good at Pokemon. Or so I tell myself. I shouldn't, like, be struggling this much on these, like, early level gyms. Like, normally I don't have problems until, like, the later gyms or, like, the Elite Four. So, like, I found out why is because, like, they added a bunch of stuff to the game that put, like, a huge emphasis on typing. And, like, I was talking to people who, first off, could not believe that I never bothered to know typing, in the old games. And I was talking to them, and they were like, yeah, no, if you keep doing that, you're gonna get destroyed. Like, no matter what your level is, water will destroy your fire starter, because I always picked a fire starter. Because I'm a twisted fire starter, twisted fire starter. But yeah, that's just, like, how, like, I suddenly realized, like, wow, I really can't watch. This is level 5, I'm gonna get 1 fucking experience. That's bullshit. But, it's just like, yeah, I never paid attention, and the new games, like, it forced me to pay attention to typing. And then, like, the same thing happened with, like, all the other mechanics with these Nuzlocks that I started doing. I hate you with such a burning passion. What? You can just go die in a ditch. Oh no. Switching you out for sure. But, like, because of it, like, I never paid attention to speed. I never used stat moves. Like, those moves that were like, oh, Mary Jane's level 7. Mary Jane learned Leaf Blade. Sweet. But, like, oh, shit. We can take this. It's only level 2, that's fine. But, like, all those moves that are like, oh, Defense Curl, for example. Never use it. Harden? Literally, like, one of my favorite moves of all time at this point. Sand Attack? Never would use that. Because of my Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke I'm doing right now, Sand Attack is God. Sand Attack is my favorite move ever, and I have literally passed up on a bunch of moves I would normally take over it, just because it, like, means so much to me at this point. It has saved my ass on so many occasions, that I can't get rid of it. And it's like that sort of thing where because oh, I learned Harden. Good move. Because I'm so, like, because of all these Nuzlocks I've been doing, I'm learning, like, all these, like, important strategies and moves to use and stuff that I normally wouldn't even consider using in a million years. And now it's just like, oh, geez. Like, I need this. Why did I never use this? It's only level 1. You can take this, Martin. Oh, it healed itself. That's fine. No, fuck. Alright. But yeah, it's just... I really love this whole Nuzlocke challenge thing now that I've given it, like, another shot recently, because I think I've said this before on camera, but, like, I tried Nuzlocks before, back when I got super into emulating. One of the things I emulated was Pokemon. In fact, it was usually Fire Red. And what I would do... Alright, here we go. This is the big fight. But what I would do, I would start it, and I didn't know the rules about, Oh, wow, yeah, no, you're fucked, Digimon. I'm poisoned, but you're fucked. I did it. Ow! How did I lose to a kid like you? Don't worry, I'll be back to finish you off, twerp. Do you want to know how you lost to a fucking... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, I gotta make it back. I gotta make it back. Pokemon Center. Pokemon Center. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I don't know if they changed it for Fire Red or not, but in the older games, if your Pokemon gets poisoned, it will die, even outside of battle. Fuck yeah, I made it past Digimon. I thought that was gonna happen. That was another reason I wanted to pick Pootimon so much over Punimon, was because I knew Pootimon was holy. I figured I would be able to, whoa, this is... Okay. This is very similar to normal Pokemon game, for once. It's interesting. Digi-Egg. What'd I get? I found a potion. That's very helpful. Alright. This is my first catch. Alright, Tanamon, I have a feeling you are, you are like the Caterpie of this. I can't remember if you're one of the ones I caught in my first run, sadly. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Gotcha. A very common sight in grassland, etc. It flicks its tongue in and out to sense danger in its surroundings. Snake Digimon. Ekans? Give a nickname to Tanamon. Yeah. You're a male? First thing that came to my mind. Don't ask me why. It just is. Bruce. Your name's gonna be Bruce. Cheers, Bruce.